we have seen common so many times. You know, Maestro was banned the last 2 matches. This time, it's the first time he will make an appearance. So, thankfully, Melosh will make an appearance at Winter. He's going to hate me for that one.
I think, on the contrary, he will like it very much. The man has tied his identity to Maestro. So a Valkyrie ban will be something a bit different this time around, and it's obviously going to be LeStream's ban. And I think a part of that is because you saw how well the Valkyrie was in the hands of PACT, especially deep, playing it so well. Not to say that it wasn't successful for LSE, because they were running it as well. Hicks used to run Valkyrie quite a fair bit, and LeStream obviously being able to use that intel gathering operator, but she does have one of the higher pick rates on defense. She's a crucial operator on a number of sites, comes armed with a C4. Her gun isn't great, but it has very minimal recoil. You can land headshots quite reliably, even though it doesn't do much outside of that as I think the 3rd lowest DPS in the entire game. Then you look, of course, those 3 black eye cams. Unless you're running an IQ, it'd be quite difficult to spot them. Pesky situated in positions where you wouldn't think of spotting them. So it's going to be a crucial blow, possibly to PACT, but it will also affect LeStream as they use her. So there will be more flexibility here. Starting out over on Jim and Master side of things, this isn't usually a site that we see first.
No, Cash Room is typically the one that is a lot of the go-to things for the players, and Jim and Bedroom is certainly going to catch them by surprise. I would say it is the 3rd picked bomb site in the rotation, the second one being that bottom floor of that church, and Barstock really one that doesn't see any play, which I'm still very surprised about. First bit of engagement comes out, and this time it will go in favor of LeStream. Another opening death within the first 30 seconds. Really no surprise, and Uno trying to see if he can find a second one. Tosses an impact grenade, doesn't land its target, and Magic down to 1 HP. That could have been very detrimental if even more of that damage did land from the impact nade. Kendra still going with the Twitch. This is something that he has brought in so many times, and it hasn't really done a lot.
No, I mean, it could just be for the simple fact that the F2 is as strong of a weapon as it is. I mean, Kendra has been competing for top frag on his team. Clearly, something is going right there. Also, don't sleep on the fact that Twitch also has breaching charges. So there is some soft destruction from those 3 breaching charges depending on how they get utilized. Deep does not check his corners, going in blind, and will pay for it as Rise, playing by the counter inside of Cash, will come away with a victory in that engagement. That'll be 2 for PACT that they lose. And he's still got Magic on just 1 HP as well, but he'll get reset, brought back to 50, just over by Garage.
Why did Thermite not go and Thermite the wall? Why did he try and pick the doorway rather than open up the reinforced wall, which puts the Jaeger in such more of an awkward situation? It's really mind-boggling in that scenario. Maybe he expected, because nobody was with him in that scenario, if he went for the Thermite charge, a quick run out could have came. You have plenty of time for Clubhouse. We have seen that this is the most slowed played match in any competitive format, and Kendra just jumps straight in and doesn't land the shots for the second, gets one, but does get felled by Alfama, and that's just another kill being given away by PACT, and a 4 versus 2, only 1 bit of hard destruction left, because of course Thermite was downed, and Magic does the exact same thing, jumps on in and gets shot on the wall, or that castle barricade was prepped, and an easy pickup, an easy cleanup for the Bandit. Darius trying his best, but really, this is a very locked out round for LeStream. They just have to sit, hold their angles, wait for it, and I'm sure the Jaeger should try and finish things off.
Pretty impressive that there's been no concession of cash here from LSE. Darius is just right now on the precipice, wandering in. He might actually catch the Jaeger, but some beautiful crossfire being established. Hicks all the way over inside of construction with that soft wall being shot open. He finishes, so a good read overall, but very, very interesting the way that that happened. The investment that was made from PACT, they couldn't even capture Cash Room at all, if I can alliterate.
Where was Thermite? Why would they? Didn't he just open up the wall? I don't understand. There was no bandit charges either. Even if there was, they have a Thatcher. Really, really makes me question it. I just don't get it. It's. Think about it as you see something that is free and yet you want to pay for it.
I believe it's called.
Oh no! What have I done? Go on, say it then.
Free real estate.
Free real estate indeed. I was going to say that, but I wanted to not use that word because I believe it's being banned inside of your Pro League team.
That's not true. It's free.
I hear some very different stories.
It's free real estate.
I think we should make you pay $1 for every single time you say that.
I haven't said it in so long. I said it once in Rio.
Let's get the counter going up for this entire weekend with how many times you say it. That'll be fun.
I try to use it sparingly, okay? Anyway.
Anywho, that's another one you like to use.
It's a transitional phrase, Harry. It's getting to round number 2 here. LeStream back on defense. They're going to go downstairs to a site that used to be the most common. It's going to be church down below. They're going to bring some interesting tools on the attacking side, but on defense, that Valkyrie is going to be substituted out for Pulse. Pulse, a very common operator on this site.
Yeah, Pulse that provides so much intel in towards the armor. You can just see so much off the map. You can see the main stairs, you can see the kitchen, you can see dirt tunnel, you can even see in towards that upstairs main corridor. So much intel, top of the stairs if someone wants to try and go for a flank. So many utility that Pulse has, and of course, combo that with a C4 on the destructible flooring. That makes it a very risky play for anybody wanting to push in towards the kitchen. And still from that position, if you can hold armor as much as you can, then you have crossfires established if someone wants to try and go for a church wall push, which has seen quite a rise in play. But looking at it, PACT, they're not going to try and pressure that. They're more in to try and go down the blue. They're trying to put a lot more pressure. That kind of tells me that maybe they may opt for just the drop hatches. It's a very common where teams just go, one will drop Memorial, one will drop Kitchen, one will drop Blue. They all say 1, 2, 3, drop. Everybody drops at the same time, an absolute bloodbath right down inside of the clubhouse, and that's really how the bottom 4 plays out 90% of the time.
Establishing map control is going to be the most pressing part here, and making sure you evade the range of the cardiac sensor that will be held by Uno, playing down in a spot that is very fittingly called Pulse Spot. It's an unsuccessful impact trick as well that you noted for just a moment as Alfama tries to get rid of the X-Kairos charges on the hatch upstairs in kitchen, but will not be as successful as he wanted. So that's great usage of those X-Kairos, and there is absolute hell to pay downstairs as the killing is going to start from the Ash of saves, eliminating that Pulse, and that is going to be a major thorn in the side of the defense. Only a minute to go.
Still plenty of time, however, for the players of LeStream to actually hunker down and get the angles being held. A big thing is that the construction tunnel was never really pressured by the players of PACT, and just like that, the tables have been turned as the shotgun comes out and it puts it back into a 4 versus 4 as Thermite does go down, and Kendra also doing a bit of droning. And in terms of clubhouse, you still have so much time, 30 seconds. We have seen teams take up to 10 seconds before they go for that final push, but at the moment, back and forth for 3 versus 3. This really can go anywhere. And
then you look at how low the HP is on LSE's side of things. Everybody has taken some damage except Aces with pretty much full HP, but it's going to be a volley as LeStream looking to hold on despite how low they all are. It's all in the hands of saves.
15 seconds remaining.
Doesn't have that diffuser though, and he's going to need to fetch it. Sees a body. It's not a live one though, so you don't need to worry too much about it attacking you. He is miles off of that diffuser with 5 seconds to go. Ash is fast, but you got a rough shot here. He's got the diffuser. No! He stepped one step too far. You got to go fast, but not that fast.
Still don't think it would have mattered though in that scenario. Diffuser gets picked up, planted at 0 seconds. We seen how close that smoke was. It was a very simple walk 2 steps and you shotgun him. And there's not really too much into that. But however, LeStream, they held very, very strong, and that does put them right in favor of taking this map. Is already an early lead. We know how devastating that can be, but if we see this go the same way that Border did, we can see the comeback come in from PACT. It's very, very feasible, and we've talked about so many times where defenders are so much more favored compared to the attackers. Even if that is going to be the case, and yeah, by that logic, then PACT will have a very strong run on their defense as well, which they have done quite frequently. At the same time, we could see potentially LeStream go 5-1 up. that would be a very hefty scoreline, and that kind of makes PACT play into that mind games where they have to work so much more harder, and then you have the safety nets coming in from, LeStream. They have the options where they could sacrifice losing the cash room to have that locked out for 2 rounds, and then they have an easier chance at attacking the church or potentially the gym as well. And I still want to see a bar in stock. That's one thing which I've been dreaming about, is a team to finally pull one of those off. Sure, people may think it's not as good compared to the other 3. I think it's so much more better than what it used to be on the old clubhouse. The main thing about the old clubhouse and its bar and stock was that stock was never defendable. Once the attackers get in upstairs, that's the round loss. It's a very simple plan. Because of the new changes, you can now roam and you can hold in towards that cash room, which I still don't understand why teams are not trying a strategy like that. And even, you can't even plan at pool table anymore, which was always a big disconcern for a lot of those defenders.
There's been a small window of play for bar stock, but you're right, it hasn't been seen as a favorable site. I mean, defenders don't want to go there because they figure it's much harder to defend. And when you only have to defend 3 of these 4 sites, I mean, these other 3 sites I think are almost objectively better. Aces is going to grab 1. That's huge, though. He's going to stop all of the Xkaros. That's 2 complete rounds of Xkaros that will be gone. Great timing on his part. And yes, you'll open up the thermite charge, or the thermite wall. As you missed that, Rise takes out deep, but Aces did successful work on the trick. He rewarded for his efforts. Like I said, to the afterlife by saves. The Ash inside of Logistics office. 2 quick kills from PACT, one of which a Claymore, but Hicks will answer it back, as there's also a down on Magic. Waiting to see if there's anybody who's going to bother to come out from the garage to jump on it. Uno from above could possibly go for 2. Oh, Uno, you're 1 second off! They'll manage to get Magic up. He could have capitalized on 2 easy kills, but he will miss.
Yeah, it's unfortunate from Uno. I was kind of thinking, is he going to go for it knowing it's Uno? Yes, he probably will go for it. Just the timing off. He just hesitated for just too little off a time. A quick swinging from Hicks does square off into a 2 versus 2. This turns into LeStream and their advantage because both players of PACT are trying to push in towards one doorway, and Uno on that very skinny pixel angle picks himself up a kill, and it's going to be down to the Hibana. Can she clutch this up and put their team into their first round? Nearly going to be there. A 1 versus 1 squares it off. Uno still on full health, as the Hibana's taken quite a lot, and quick gun skill from Uno puts LeStream up 3 rounds to 0.
A defensive-sided map, the most defender-favored of the entire map pool, and it doesn't appear that the bans to Valk and Mira have made that much of a dent in lowering the likelihood that the defenders would hold on. That is a full rotation that will be completed now from LeStream. Gym, Master, and then Church downstairs, and then Cash CCTV, all in the defenders column. So now we will go once again back to Gym Bedroom up top, as the rotation will begin anew.
Yeah, it's going in a big massive circle for a change, and by that logic, we could see a 6-0 for that first half come out from LeStream, and then that puts them in such an immense advantage leading into then their attacking rounds. But can PACT finally capitalize on some mistakes that they made very early on? Again, the Thermite always comes back to why he did that play. I don't know why. I'm still trying to figure that out. Even 3 rounds later it happened. Hopefully they will actually have a very good game plan, because like you said, they didn't really know what they were doing. They just kind of jumped in a window and got gunned down as soon as they did. So there's always that kind of worry about PACT. Maybe they weren't expecting Gym and Bedroom to be the first thing up. You know, in the pre-match calls, whenever they're talking about how they're going to push a cache, all of a sudden, oh, we just spent 45 seconds talking about a bomb site that we're not actually attacking, which is always a bit of a worry as well. And hopefully then they should know it's going to be cache, or going to be Gym and Bedroom, so to say, because that's the one that they did go to first. And because objective rotation parameter goes in a big massive circle, they know exactly what they're attacking this time.
But they're going to be ready is going to be a good question, because the way LeStream plays has been so unpredictable, right? I mean, PACT has done the same thing as well. I've seen a bit more finesse from PACT when they have been on defense. LeStream kind of plays recklessly almost when they are defending PACT with more patience this time around. Most successful bandit trick that's going to come out from Aces is the thermite charge will blow up just outside of the CCTV wall, and the cash room is going to be the prize for PACT if they succeed. But the very first kill onto Kendrew, that Twitch eliminated. Aces has that pixel angle through the broken window barricade. See if there's going to be anybody who's going to go over by the other CCTV window.
Yeah, I could see some pretty aggressive jump outs coming in from Aces just because you have both windows double prep, so you could jump out of one, not get anything, and then you could go ahead and use the other one. And certainly if anybody wants to try and put some, pressure in towards, that kind of construction L window area where you want to try and get rid of anybody inside of construction and try and put some more pressure to people inside of cash room, then yeah, that may be the logic that maybe PACT want to try and throw down. But at the moment, they're just holding very still and they're losing numbers. 3 versus 5 now, heading into the half round mark, and certainly looking at it, they're trying to force their way in through one door, and it does work as they pick up one kill, but at what cost, really? Deep, a second kill. Okay, maybe this is starting to look pretty good for PACT, but still more players to look for, and with a minute 15, this is going to be quite the ramble as a down comes in through the wall, but the finish off does come in from Saves, and a pickup as well. Rise gets one, but gets refragged straight away, and goes into a 1 versus 2, but no! Out of nowhere, Aces picks up a double kill for himself, and he has saved that round as Uno was down, and he wins that 1 versus 1. I believe another player from PACT was down. So many downs inside of that round.
All the action coming within the logistics office upstairs, and I don't know if that's the right call for LeStream to make. Every single member of their team rotated into office, trying to protect the downed Legion because they knew that there was going to be every member of PACT trying to get in from construction through office. But what PACT didn't know was if they had the information, if they even had one drone, they could have easily taken Master. And then all you need to do is have one person cover construction and one person cover offices, and you've locked down a possible retake. It was a very winnable situation from PACT, but Aces comes in and completely salvages the round for them. So,
yeah. Even a person playing on top of that hatch in office would have been immense for the players of PACT. It's a very common hatch to get open, especially attacking gym and bedroom. It kind of puts that fear into if the defenders can actually play inside of that study, because as soon as you know that hatch is open, you can no longer sit there because you always have that fear factor is that anybody could peek me and they are always going to have the advantage. So yeah, definitely things that PACT can look at. They just tried to rush it too much and just tried to force their way whenever they just shouldn't have in general.
10 seconds remaining.
So moving in to our next bomb site, another church defense. This is going to be more of a slower paced map in terms of what it brings. All the drop patches and all the preparation really leading up to that final push is so immense and so hefty, and you really need to have everybody there for the teamwork 9 times out of 10.
it's been pretty common with what we've seen so far today in regards to the way that these teams are organizing their strategies. I mean, this is something that happened a lot on Coastline. It's going to rear its head again. Rise, open, and kill onto Saves, the entry fragger for PACT. We'll say goodbye. So that's the first kill. Comes within 15 seconds. These are just so many chances that both of these teams are making here, and it is actually remarkable how much it works. But they haven't been punished for this in the early rounds. The only punishment that's been coming is when they try for it again with a minute left, and there's somebody on flank watch, or there's a drone position there.
Or a Claymore, which we've seen quite a lot.
Yeah, this is just not great utility there. Breaching charges on the Twitch would have been able to open that up, but one round of XKaros will go onto the soft hatch inside of Bar.
First time seeing a Vigil inside of this series, an operator which we have seen a lot for more roaming teams. And look, maybe Uno was going to try and do the old ladder climb, but that drone sees those flares up on its screen. And I think that Deep just kind of suspected, oh, there's a Vigil somewhere, he doesn't know where, but somewhere inside of the garage. Maybe he thought it was inside the garage, but no, the blue was where Uno was actually stationed and has decided to fall back down. So already a minute 30 gone on the side of PACT, and they have to start moving, get the preparation done, get the hatches open, get everybody ready. A couple of Claymores I'm sure will go down on the flank watch, because that is certainly something that is very common in LeStream in their setup, is that they have two staircases to really just rotate their way up and try and put a lot of pressure onto the majority of the the attackers in those kind of late situations.
This could go very, very bad here for PACT. They're using the thermite inside of blue just to try and entry clear. And I mean, it does work for them. They take out Rise, who's playing inside of blue, but now LeStream is going to double up on the blue corridor. Got Hicks watching with Alfama not too far off. Drone spots Hicks inside of blue, but he's got the Toxic Babes there. It's a double from Aces coming out of nowhere, and Alfama jumping in as well will leave the thermite alone. So take out Hicks after felling Rise earlier, but still got 3 more to go, and it's Aces will close things out. LeStream is up 5-0.
And now they have their cash room as well. This is where things start to look scary.
I really want to know what PACT was thinking, sending off the thermite to go wade through oil pit down to blue. I want to know, because when you're attacking church and arsenal, or armory, the back of armory and the arsenal room at the church wall, there's 5 to 6 different places that you can use an exothermic charge. Almost no time do you want to send a thermite into blue. And I'm very confused as to why they would do that, because unless you're going to try to get the wall that's right by boxes inside of armory, in which there's usually a rotate hole through blue into church, so you're going to be exposed. I mean, as Hibana, maybe, but thermite who needs to be up close to place that charge, it doesn't make any sense to me. And I'm actually very curious to know why they would bother to go with that strategy, because in my mind, it seems like a waste of that utility.
Firma has made some very questionable calls, it seems to be, and not only sure he's down the blue, but he has both of his utilities still left. Why is he not spawning towards construction and opening up that dirt tunnel? Sure, it may not be in your plans, but it still gives you an out. It still gives you a place where if you're stuck in a 1 versus 2, you can maybe try and rotate and try and do something, because that's another entryway that then the defenders have to be wary of. It's just very... what's the word? What's the word? Help me out here, Parker.
It's very odd.
The most basic word we could have used. But yeah, that's
peculiar,
that's it.
Strange, bizarre, baffling. Rise gets an opening kill onto Darius, takes out the Hibana. It's a good thing that PACT has been running these double hard breachers, as we noted on Coastline, because now you've still got a thermite on the board.
Yeah, you still have your thermite, but will he use his utility this time? I hope so, which looks like he's going to try and open up that double wall and create that beachhead. A bandit trick does come in from Aces, or at least an attempted one, and this is where having no Maverick comes in so strong. And you know, Aces can just sit here as long as they can. Looking at PACT, they have no frag grenades, so they can't even go below and try and get rid of him. No Ash, no Sophia, no Buck, just to try and open up below. Sure, they may have, you know, using that Jackal from below, and Ash, she can do it. Like I just said, you know, Ash is somebody who can get rid of the bandit charge, but they're not even playing her towards that area. They're playing her as that main entry fragger to try and push in towards construction, which is exactly where PACT have rotated their entire play. They've realized, oh wait, we cannot push through this bandit trick. But now what I expect to happen is that Aces will go and bandit trick the construction wall.
This is great positioning for LeStream, but he's not going to sit at the construction wall. He's still going to stay here, and he's going to put down both of his remaining shock wires to lock out PACT. He does have the ability to active bandit trick, so you absolutely called that correctly. He is now maneuvered. And Maestro's going to open up the wall above it. That might scare off PACT, assuming there might be a C4, but perfectly placed in the middle. There goes an impact grenade and also a bandit trick just for good measure, which does its job before the grenade can go off. Kendra's just gonna run in, taking a huge gamble, a good read, but he doesn't able to capitalize very much. Deep and saves are there to even it out at 3-3. Uno trades off saves, and Deep wandering in towards construction, looks in towards cash. Alfama eliminates his only remaining teammate, and Uno is there. That is 6 in a row, and match point for LeStream in an incredibly dominant showing so far.
We may be on for the first 7-0 of the new format. That's certainly something which is on the cards. It will be now PACT on their defense, which if anything that LeStream have done on their defense, then yeah, maybe PACT could bring it back in theory, 6 rounds to 6. You know, you may call me no way. You know, you may think I'm a liar or a Judas or something like that, but who knows?
You get all 6 of them right, you're a wizard, Harry.
Oh, no. I'll give you that one. Okay, I respect that. Maybe Twitch chat won't, but certainly I do. But yeah, moving on in, it will be the possible final round of this series. We have had one heck of a showing from both of these teams, but particularly on Clubhouse, it has been all LeStream. PACT just have not found their rhythm. They have not really put anything on the board that we can really talk about that they've done well. It's been a lot of decisions which we just question. We don't understand what Thermite has done for 2 rounds. That first one inside of the cache, trying to open that up, and then also pushing down blue with still all of his utility. Still makes no sense, and it really has cost him. You make one mistake. LeStream are one of those teams where if they see an opportunity and they see you slipping up, they will be there to capitalize, and that's exactly what they've done. But now can they do it on the attacks?
It's actually not the first 7-0 though, to be fair. But you, as this game has been ongoing, Chaos 7-0'd ENCE.
Oh.
And then 2-0'd them. So Chaos 2-0 over ENCE as your second off-stream match. Of course, Penta defeated Niriki earlier today, 2-0. It's been a game. It's been a day of 2-0 so far. This is the lone match that has gone to the 3rd map. So
thankfully, we put it on stream.
It's been exciting. I mean, you can say what you want about these teams, or you can say what you want about the fact that I want to see this team. This has been an exciting match. So I've been enjoying getting to watch this.
So it will be that kind of similar fashion that PACT tried to push in, using those Thermites to try and open up the double wall. This is what every single team on the book tries to do, but will the Bandit trick come in the same way that Ace has played it so well? Does he even hear the Thermite charge being placed? He seems to be more concerned about trying to control that window a lot more, and the difference is between this attack compared to PACT is that they have the buck and they have buck below, and you can see how detrimental that has been, and even Rise trying to pick up a second for himself. And this is where Buck becomes so strong on Clubhouse.
I mean, right now, it just, this PACT team looks very lost in comparison to where they were previously. This is not the same team that showed up for the matches last time around. And I mean, they still have a fighting chance, but losing your Bandit, it's going to concede a lot of territory. And there you go, Hicks opening up the wall inside of CCTV. They also have a ping on the Maestro laying prone in Garage.
So the beachhead will try and be implemented by LeStream. They have plenty of time to try and lock down the angles, and certainly Hicks can just try and find a kill. If he manages to get this into a 5 versus 3, that opens up things a lot more. It kind of enables the players off LeStream to have more of freedom, and just like that, 5 versus 3. However, a 3 versus 4 will be the outcome after some quick engagements inside of Garage, but still in favor of LeStream, even more so. A 2 versus 4 will be where it ends. Toxic Babes get deployed by the smoke, and Jaeger also alive. Can the 416 prove vital in these last dying seconds of the match?
LeStream looking for our second 7-0 of the day, matching their European comrades over on Chaos, and a smoke and a Jaeger with 30 seconds to go. LSE has Garage control. They'll be choked off from pushing into CCTV. At least for the time being, they just need to wait out that yellow smoke. Alfama with 1 EMP trying to disable anything in their place. Give the position away of the smoke, playing on top of Red. Also got an Evil Eye Cam that is staring right at Alfama. He can't catch the Jaeger just yet. We'll get a kill there. Alfama downing him, so it's a 1v1. But deep, a great clutch. The 2 final kills needed to keep his team in the running. This be the beginning of a comeback for PACT. Defense are perfect so far. It's 6-1, still in favor of LSE.
Wow, the upset outcome of that round went in favor of PACT, so they live to fight another round for the meantime. But really, how long can this go on? They've won a round, which has kind of got them back on that potential Cinderella story, but it is going to be that stronger bomb site cash room off the board, so they have to opt for that gym and bedroom or go for that church. And certainly the more aggressive play style where LeStream play a lot more for early picks, it gets themselves in the advantage a lot more. On a map like Church, where early picks that's what it's all about for the attackers for that final collapse, where you then have the numbers advantage, which just overwhelms and swarms the remaining defenders, then yes, this will play quite nicely into LeStream and their play style. So a bit more of, I would say, anchor on PACT side compared to what we've seen a lot more over on LeStream. First of all, they're bringing the Echo, so that's more of a heavy anchor, more commonly played inside of Church as that kind of final stand position. Of course, the yokai drones can be very vital just for intel gathering. You could play it to help roamers if PACT want to try and opt for that. And with the Ella, for the first time, we may be seeing a bit more of a roam game. Those Grismot mines can be very strong if you get them at doorways, if you want to try and hold cash. Someone tries to push you in towards cash, Grismot mine goes off, gives you a free advantage. That could be an option they may go for, but it's up to PACT. Do they want to play it more aggressive, which they may need to, or do they want to play it safe and slow?
I mean, if you look at the last round as any indicator, I mean, LeStream played pretty quickly and then couldn't make the transition in the latter half of the round, and that's ultimately what ended up costing them. So it was a brief entry and a good take in that didn't get much more. And those Grismot mines that you were talking about, there you go, as Magic, the Polish player playing the Polish operator inside of Dirt, will have the ability to know when he's getting pushed from when they activate. It's a very nimble lineup from PACT here. Yeah,
Alibi's a bit of a weird one. An operator which we never really see. She really didn't fit into any competitive lineups just because her gadget is so easily seen from a lot of people, countered by EMPs and IQs and just simply being shot. And talking about shootings, the Ash will fall as a quick couple of shots come in from the players of PACT. And I'm quite curious to see if those alibis will even come into big effect. You know, you're sacrificing quite a lot of utility from other operators you could have chosen, you know, potentially Bandit to try and Bandit trick the triple wall if a Thermite push was ever going to be on for LeStream. So, PACT, they do have the advantage, but still plenty of time for LeStream. We're not expecting any of the massive kill fest coming down until about, you know, the 20-second, 30-second mark, that kind of area. And Uno just trying to force his way down blue, and his teammate, the Havana, will fall, trying to also challenge him towards blue, but the refrag will come out. And a minute 30 for players to free in favor of PACT.
You lost soft destruction, you lost one of your two hard breachers. Both these teams really doubling up with the hard destruction that's being brought their way, and after Hicks is able to clear out Dirt Tunnel and conceded by PACT, he hasn't accomplished all that much. In fact, this is shaping up to be a number of different rounds that we've seen on Clubhouse. Very, very spread out for the time being. I mean, Alfama, it's going to work on those reinforcements by Church, but there's no hard breach anywhere nearby. Uno being detected takes out, saves the alibi ping. We'll at least know where they are, but he's in. He sees, takes out deep. Say so long to the Echo. This swing has been very violent. It's working out in favor. Toxic Babe will go out on Uno. He pushes right up. The SMG-11 goes over top. The double flash. Can he possibly connect? Absolutely. Kendrew sitting there completely blinded. Darius's alibi, 30 seconds. I don't think he knows where that diffuser is down. Over by Dirt. Full control from LeStream for the time being. Darius will have to get back into sight while diffuser possibly being planted by Alfama. And there's Uno holding the angle. LeStream drop one round, but that is it.